Greetings, Cancer. Welcome back, Cancer Gang, my lovely Cancer people. Thank you for joining me here today. We are here to do a reading, and it's a very specific reading. So, for a very specific reason, yes. So, if you are actively involved in a relationship, and your person has brought a third party into the relationship, we're here today to discuss how to get rid of that third party. Get them out of there for good. All right? All right, Cancer. So basically, we're going to look at a few different factors here. And as I explain, you're going to see why it's necessary to approach it this way. We're going to look at what motivated your person to get involved with a third party in the first place. What type of upper hand that third party currently has. What your person really intends in their connection with that third party. And the reason why is because if we know what's going on inside your person's head, if we know what's motivating them to act in this way, then we can dismantle the third party relationship and get them out of your way for good, okay? But I must warn you, Cancer, that because we're going so deep into your person and into the third party, and we're looking at the third party person's weaknesses in regards to their connection with your person, because we're going that deep, we will most likely stumble upon information that may feel hurtful to you, may feel bad. And please know, Cancers, that I love you, and I am never doing that as an attempt to hurt you, okay? So I ask you to tough it through the tough parts so that we can get to the good part, which is how to get this third party out of your way for good, all right? All of you new Cancers, new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. This is a great video to stop by and watch. And I hope that you will become a part of the Cancer tribe over here. And all of you returning Cancers, thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your lovely messages. Thank you. Thank you for your time and energy here today. All right. So, as I needed to give those first disclaimers, let me give my very last disclaimer. It's not really a disclaimer, just my very last message here. General message, which is, Cancer, if you find that the messages here do not resonate with your situation, do not panic. It is a general read, and know that that is just more of a reason for you to go ahead and click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that when the message drops within the next few days that does relate to your situation perfectly, you'll be the first to know that it's there. All right, Cancers, we're going to get started now. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to lay out a few tarot cards for a general read on the situation, see what we're dealing with overall. And then we're going to dig deeper, and I'll do a second layout, which is going to get to the good stuff, how to get that third party gone for good. All right, Spirit, have my beautiful Cancer souls here, and we want to know how to get this third party gone for good. So, Spirit, I ask you to bring messages relevant and important for my Cancers. All right, let me give one last shuffle here. That's what Spirit's telling me. And we'll get this started. All right, and let me grab my clarification deck, which I'm going to use the Kipper deck for that. And give that a shuffle as well. Cancers, your first tarot message comes by way of the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. That is followed by the Ace of Wands, followed by, that's in the reverse as well, followed by the 8 of Pentacles. Let me adjust something here on my camera. Bear with me. Okay. So this first message, the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse, and it's being clarified in the Kipper deck by the Courtship card. And we're looking at, is it actually possible for you to get rid of this third party? And this 9 of Pentacles, you know, when she's upright, she talks about having everything that she needs for herself, right? And because we're looking at this in the reverse, I am taking this as an excellent sign, especially when being clarified by this Courtship card, that yes, you can get rid of this third party, because you're going to get rid of the need to stand strong on your own, because you will be in union with the one that you desire. So yeah, and as you can see in this Courtship card, there are how many people? 2. We're going to get rid of that third party. And that's also another clarification that this third party person is on their way out. They're standing alone. All right. Second message here is about your relationship, and is it repairable? So I have the Ace of Wands here in the reverse, and it's being clarified by message of concern. And so what this is telling me is that this third party situation has made significant damage in your connection with your person, right? There is significant damage, which is concerning, that you will need to take care of once you clear up this nasty third party situation. In other words, you will not be able to just, you know, come out of the third party situation and fall back into a place of complacency and not do anything to address the damage that happened because of your person bringing someone else into the connection. So you may need to, I don't know, engage in something like coaching, or finding someone to act as a sounding board, a third party that can be, and I know Spirit is leaning on me because I'm losing my vocabulary here. So bear with me as I stumble across my words here. But you need that third party that can come in and not take your side, not take your person's side, but remain neutral. That's the word I was looking for, neutral. All right, so this is something, there was significant damage here to the trust, to the respect, and to other areas that are important in your relationship with your person. So as you wrap up this third party situation, you are going to need to address those things in order to increase the passion back in your relationship and dismiss any lingering anger, any lingering resentments that are there because of the fact that this has happened to your connection. Okay? All right, so this message here is brought forward by the 8 of Pentacles. Yes, that's 8 on that card, isn't it? And then it's being clarified by the mature man. And this is just really striking home at the message we just talked about, needing to repair the damage. This mature man, I'm seeing this mature man as the counselor, that third party that's going to remain neutral, who is going to look out for everyone's interests in the relationship. So in particular, Cancer, if you are married, this is going to be very, very, very important to your union. It's going to be important to all unions, but you know, those unions where you have that that tie of marriage, it's going to be especially important. And this is something that isn't going to be an easy process, to rebuild trust, to rebuild the respect, to rebuild the passion. These are things that you're going to have to work on over time. So there's not a quick fix there, but that is something that you need to be aware of as we step forward here and look at getting rid of the third party. And again, if this how do you know the messages of this reading are for you? You know these messages are for you if you have a third party in your situation and you actually want to remain in your connection, right? So if you have a third party and you're like, to hell with my person, they should have never did what they did. No judgment. Yeah, I get it. And that's a healthy attitude if that's what you really want. But then the messages in this reading don't really serve you well because you don't want to remain in the connection. And that is exactly what we're talking about in this particular reading. All right, so let me pull these messages back up off the board so that we can lay out our next messages, which are going to specifically address what happens, how it happens, and how you can win, because that spread just told us the most important thing. It gave us a diagnosis, basically. Can this be repaired? Can you get the third party gone? Because not all third parties can we get rid of, right? But in this particular case, the tarot was telling us, yes, you can get rid of this third party, Cancer, and you can repair the situation. And just let us know that there will be work, and probably for many of you, intense work that needs to be done in order to do that. But if your connection is worth that to you, then let's go ahead and dig in. So let me go ahead and clarify this deck that I'm going to receive my messages from. And I'm asking Spirit again to give us the messages that we need to really unlock this situation. And while Spirit is still in my ear, bringing me information that you need and telling me when to stop shuffling, because I'll stop when they tell me, it's a perfect time for you, Cancer, to go ahead and, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button and mash that notification bell. All right, so just take this moment while I shuffle to get that little piece of business done. Oh man, cards are jumping out. All right, I did get the Fool jumping out, which lets me know, yeah, your person definitely is playing the part of a fool, aren't they? All right, let's see what we got here, Spirit. All right, let's get some messages on the board for my Cancers. Sorry for bumping the camera there. Here we go. Let me move my clarifying deck out of our way. Okay. All right. Now we've got our messages on the board. Let me grab a clarifying deck. I'm not going to clarify each and every card. We'll go and do it as we go. That way I know exactly what I need to clarify. All right. Give that a quick shuffle and let's get started. Cancer. What is really going on with your person? Why did they actually bring this third party into the picture? And those messages are brought by way of the Five of Cups in the reverse and the Emperor. Very interesting. So what I'm seeing here, Cancer, with this Five of Cups in the reverse is there was a situation here in your connection with your person. And again, we're inside your person's head, Cancer. So let me just let you know this about these messages. When we look inside someone else's head and we're looking for their thoughts and what's going on with them, we don't necessarily get messages that pertain to what actually happened. We get what their thoughts are on what happens. And as you know, some people are just, depending on the situation, your perspective of what's going on inside your head can be way off from what actually happened. In fact, the two don't even have to be anywhere near the same. So we are looking specifically at what your person thinks in regards to why they brought the third party into connection. So just know it can be very devoid of reality. But in this case, what I'm seeing with this Five of Cups in the reverse is that your person was feeling in the connection with you this energy of regret. Like there was something going on to the effect of they felt shamed, whether that is through, so for instance, let me give an example of what that type of energy is. It's the energy of, so say you're a feminine and you're dealing with a masculine, and you kind of run the show. So say between the two of you, it's like you wear the pants in the connection, right? So things fall to you, you take care of everything, and with that energy, say because maybe you're stressed or under pressure and have a lot going on that you're trying to keep up with, you just kind of are telling your person where to go and how to get there, and they feel very emasculated. So that is the energy of what I'm feeling here happen in your connection. So it feels like, for those masculines, they're saying they felt very emasculated in this connection with you. Now, whether or not you were actually doing that, whether or not you actually intended to do that, is a totally separate issue. We're talking about how they were feeling. They were feeling emasculated for the masculines, and for the feminines, for those of you maybe masculines that are dealing with a feminine, she is feeling very like in this state of regret, right? Where they were feeling sad, because if you look at the figure in this card, she's got tears falling from her eyes. She's got her back turned. She's feeling shamed. She's feeling sad, regretful, just stuck in that type of energy. And so they are basically saying that they felt like, you took on this role, Cancer, of being very overbearing, and you may have said or done things that caused them to feel this emasculated or very regretful type of energy. With the Emperor stepping forward here in their thoughts, they decided to take it upon themselves to get their good feeling back, to shake off that emasculation. And in the case particularly when we're talking about a masculine who feels as though they have been emasculated, there's often an element of revenge there, right? So now you emasculated me, which to a masculine can feel like the worst thing ever. Now that you've emasculated me, and this feels like something that your person is saying was happening over time. So now that you've emasculated me, I've sat and I've taken that from you as long as I'm going to take it. And now I'm going to go out and I am going to get revenge. Now, did they want you to know that they were going out and engaging a third party? Like, was it really their intention to actually do this and be showy about it so that you would find out? No. That's not what their intention was. And revenge doesn't have to be an in-your-face thing. And especially in the case of something like emasculation, it's like he's gone out and he's cheating, and it's good enough that he knows he's cheating on you. Okay? And in the case of those of you Cancer is dealing with a feminine, then very similar type energy. It just shows up differently, a little differently in the feminine. But yeah, it's still this element of revenge is very important as to why they did this, right? And Cancer, again, just take a deep breath here, because I know some of you may either be angered to hear this because you're like, I did nothing of the sort to this person. But again, we're looking at this person's perspective, right? And then you might feel that, or you may feel like, oh my God, they're like doing this to get revenge on me, and that's a hopeless feeling. Just take a breath, please, and know that it's important for you to understand why this is happening from their perspective, so that we can move into how you change the energy of your connection as far as creating something now that you want, okay? Or some of you may decide, because of some things here, that you want to go ahead and let it go. But I would, at the very least, suggest to you that you get a personal reading that really zeroes in on very specifics regarding your connection, because to make such a decision on a general is, you want to get a personal. But the general does help to guide you, and for those of you who understand and know that these factors are in existence, it helps you to just hone in on what you need to do. That's the value here in the general. All right, so basically that's as simple as it is with that. There's not a lot more elaboration that needs to happen. So this Ace of Cups in the reverse message is coming through to say, they linked those feelings of regret. They linked those feelings of emasculation directly to a loss of love, a loss of emotion, a loss of emotional connectiveness to you. Those two things are intricately linked, if I can speak, in your person's mind. All right? One exists hand in hand with the other. All right? So they have cut off a great deal of their emotion, at least for the time being, because we did see that you can successfully recover this situation. All right, so let's not forget that they have, for the time being, cut off a great deal of their emotion towards you. They've kind of closed that door, so to speak, at least for the time being. All right, because of this attitude here that they have. All right, so now we have this Ten of Swords that we're going to look at, and this is representing the intention, basically, that, well, actually, it's not the intention, I'm sorry. It's representing the, what has given this third party the upper hand that they needed to be able to come into your connection as a third party and have sway and influence over your person. So with this Ten of Swords, it's just basically saying that this third party, after many conversations, let me use my little pointer thing here, after many conversations with your person, right, about you and the connection with you, because I feel, Cancer, very strongly, your person boo-hooed to this third party, talked their ear off about how unhappy they are with you. And now we know a lot of that type of conversation in these types of situations with a third party individual is just, some of this is related to the fact that this was a topic of conversation so heavily for your person towards this third party, because your person doesn't really they're not up on enough game to get this third party's connection any other way. Like, you know, if your person were smoother at this revenge thing that they're trying to pull off, if they were smoother at this attracting the third party in, they wouldn't have had to use conversations about you so much in order to convince this third party it's okay to come in, right? A third party, for the most part, let's be for real, not everyone. I don't want to make a sweeping condemnation, but a lot of people who go into third party situations as the third party, they could care less whether or not the person they're dealing with is actually happy, and the sadness of the connection does not really matter. They're in that connection for their own reasons. Okay, so your person just is not really talented with being smooth in this area, so they used a lot of conversation about how horrible the situation is with you in order to get this third party to come closer and closer. All right, so this third party basically was a shoulder to cry on, an ear to hear, made them feel good, told them all the wonderful things they wanted to hear, and that's how they got a leg up in this situation. All right. So your person's intentions towards this third party, we have the Two of Swords in the reverse. And let me pull a clarifier here. Whoa. Bending up cards. That's not good. All right. Give me one moment here, Cancer. My cards are a little wonky. Spirit, why? Or what is the intention of Cancer's person towards this third party? What is their true intention? I can tell you right away, this says nothing about love. So if that is if that's on your mind, if you're concerned about that, Cancer, I do not see that here. There's the Two of Swords in no way, upright or in the reverse, talks about love. Okay? So that's good news, and that's, I'm sure, why in that first little mini spread it pointed to the fact that you can successfully navigate this situation. All right. All right, so we're clarifying it. I had to pull a couple of clarifiers here, 3 to be exact, because this was looking a little convoluted. So clarifiers are the Death card in the reverse, the 8 of Pentacles, which thought we saw that already here. Nope. The Queen of Cups. And so this is a really weird energy. And what I'm seeing here is, in some ways, your person is using this third party connection because they feel as if, and again, this isn't fact because this is your person's thoughts, they feel as though going this route allows them to connect back to their own emotions. It feels to them like, it started with this revenge thing, as we were discussing, but this is basically, at the end of the day, after they get the vengeful thing met and out of their system, they feel as if this is going to help them replenish themselves emotionally. And you want to talk about backwards ass thoughts. All right. So they feel like this is going to help them to reconnect to the softer side of themselves. And in doing so, then they will feel whole again. That's the kind of convoluted thought process we have going on here with your person, and what their intention is in this relationship. It's to make them feel whole again. As they told us here, they were feeling torn down. All right. And now they're trying to repair that here in a weird kind of way. All right. So we want to look here at this God of Pentacles, which in this deck is the King of Pentacles. And what I'm getting here is, Cancer, you represent a strong foundation. You represent those things that are meaningful in the home. Like, you represent, especially for those of you who are in connections where you cohabitate with your person, it's like the wealth or the financial prosperity, the solid, stable home, all that, comes with that, how other people perceive the connection as being solid and stable, how other people perceive what you and your person have built together, whether that's the home, the kids, the schools, the nice cars, whatever it is that others look and say, you know what, they're doing it and they're doing it well. That's the energy that you need to stay and exude very strongly in order to disrupt the activity between your person and the third party. So let me pull some clarifiers, because that is the mental state of mind, and that is what it is that you need to push out and know is a strength for you, the fact that you represent these things, because that is going to work in your favor to disrupt the connection, to cause the initial disruption to the connection between your person and the third party. Okay, so yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right, so we have the Wheel of Fortune here clarifying this. So what this is saying, Cancer, instead of walking away, stand firm. You're the one. You are wifey, you are husband, you are that one in this connection, and you sit on that throne and you don't allow anyone to knock you off your throne. Now, before I go further, I'm going to remind everyone, because I'm sure some of you heard that initial thing that I said, but you may be recoiling in shock right now as I just made that statement that I made. This is a reading for those who have the intention to stay in their connection and beat this third party. All right? So I would never suggest that to someone who is just in a love connection and learning about a third party. Just, oh, girl, stand your ground. You don't have to do. No. This is specific advice coming from Spirit for Cancers who want to stay in their connection. Now, as I do this reading often, this format of reading, sometimes it comes up for people, no, you need to walk away. And I will tell them that very firmly. But in this case, Spirit is advising you stand firm. You're the one on the throne, not the third party. Don't give the third party room to take that throne. It's not over. And you have to make that very, very clear. You also, with that King of Pentacles energy, For those of you who cohabitate and may share finances and things of that nature, you need to very strongly take control of the reins over the finances and not only do a review on everything that is coming and going in the way of money in and out of your home. If you haven't already, you need to do a strong review of that. And you also need to lock things down to the point where if your person needs money, you need to be handing them an allowance. Okay? And hey, a good way to see how things are going, hand them a debit card and you have access to the statements and you can see every line of that statement to know where their money is being spent. Okay? Better yet, a credit card, because you're less likely, I mean, you can take cash from a credit card, but you're less likely to do so because of fees and such. So just get a strong rein on where the money is in the home and where it's going. And then you can have the energy of disruption, because I'm sorry, if your person can no longer spend wildly on a third party, how many third parties are sitting around just, well, I can't say that. There are third parties that will sit around and Netflix and chill and do nothing. But in this case, I'm not seeing that there's love and affection here between this third party and your person. There's other things at play. Disrupt the money and you disrupt the connection. Okay? So you disrupt the connection and that's the beginning of the end. I'm sorry, I'm struggling over my words here, Cancer, but Spirit often, when they lean hard on me with messages, I do lose my vocabulary. So I am trying to keep up. I apologize. All right, so let's take a look at this Chariot card. Sorry. The Chariot card. This, of course, is your card, Cancer, but in this case, this is telling me that one of the things about this third party person, when they don't get their way, they get the hell out of Dodge quickly. This is good. This is good because this disruption in this finances is going to cause this person to run for the hills. They're going to go on to their next person of interest because they can. They don't have anything tying them to your person. No crazy love feelings and admiration. They're there for comfort. They're there for a good time. And when that starts to get disrupted because your person now doesn't have money to spend on them, they will run for the hills. Give me one moment. I'm just going to pull up a clarifier here. See if there's anything additional. All right, for those of you who don't cohabitate, who don't have any way to take control of the finances, you still are standing firm in your connection, right? You're still the queen or king on your throne, and you. In this case, what you would want to do is create a situation with your person where, okay, Cancer, depending on how long you've been in this connection and how deeply involved you are, you may have become, sensitive to your person's financial situation. And, you come across a little low maintenance. This is for some of you. And so your person hasn't been spending money really on you in a lavish way. Well, it's time to step away from that attitude and You are now the one who needs to be wined and dined and spoiled. You are not giving up your post. And yes, Cancer, you can do this. Your person is not going to walk away from you, but you're going to start upping the ante. You're going to start digging deeper into your person's pocket, requiring them to spend, because the more they spend on you, the less they have for this person. And then this person gets in their freaking chariot and they get on down the road. It's that simple, really. Okay. And yeah, it's really that simple. This is a great weakness in this third party that you can exploit. This person doesn't stick around for shit they don't want to see. And the shit that they don't want to see in this situation is not being able to have fun, not being able to have gifts, trips, cash advances, whatever it is that your person's providing financially. That's what they're into here. And in some cases, I'm getting that some of these third parties are spending your money, Cancer. So if you are in any way supporting your person, know that all those boohoo stories that they may currently be telling you regarding money that's needed or invest in my business idea, that money they are playing you to give it straight to this third party. And so that's a way to cut off their finances. But you also need to turn it around so that they are spending their money on you, Cancer. Okay. Our next message is through the Goddess of Swords, which is the Queen of Swords in the reverse. And this is representing to me what your person is expecting out of you. Now that you know, or once you make them aware that you know, what do they expect you to do about it, right? And the Queen of Swords upright, oh, she don't play games. She would cut your person off with a heartbeat, in a heartbeat. And your person wouldn't be able to get any bullshit or lies past this queen. She don't play those games. But with her being in the reverse, this tells me that your person expects you to really do nothing. They expect to be able to run over you, give you little crazy or sad stories, tell you that you're crazy, that you're imagining things, and then you do nothing, right? Just so you know, that's their expectation. But you're not going to be that, Cancer. You're going to be this King of Pentacles, whether you're male or female, because being this is giving them what they don't expect, and they are going to be thrown off balance and not know how to handle that, further weakening their position with the third party. Okay? So now we have the Seven of Swords stepping forward, and you are going to blow this third party out of the water by, first of all, you're going to step up your attraction game. You are going to be the sexiest version of yourself, whether you're male or female. You are going to turn up the heat. You are going to be that sexual siren, not saying you need to be having sex with your person. That's a personal choice. All right. What I'm saying is the sexual siren in the way that you are going to bring your most attractive self into the light. You're going to turn a spotlight on by doing this, that other people are going to be looking at you and be like, oh my God, Cancer is sexy as hell. Is Cancer single? Is Cancer still with that person? What's going on with Cancer? I need to go find out. You are going to turn on the sex appeal, and you're going to do this to the point where you are going to be attracting other people in, and your person is now going to start running behind you, trying to figure out what the hell you're doing. And the reason why I know that's going to work is because, see this revenge shit they got going on here? now their guilty conscience is going to kick in. They don't feel guilty right now, Cancer. But the minute they think they don't understand why you're now all of a sudden so sexy, oh my God. Their guilt's going to kick in for what they're doing. They're going to be running behind you a little desperately because you represent everything that they like to represent themselves as in the world. You're the strength. You're the connection. You're the one who makes the beautiful, stable home. You're the one that people, when they look at them and say, wow, he or she has it going on, and wow, they've got this wonderful Cancer by their side. They've got it all. You're the key to that, and they're not willing to lose that. So turn it on. Turn it on, and do not let your person see you sweat. So if you are currently even if you're in separation from your person to the point where you are not in contact, if that's your situation, you're not going to be running behind your person. You are going to turn up the sex appeal so that your person will start to run behind you. You're going to start to be seen you're going to get out and about, and you're going to be seen looking good, feeling good, interacting and mingling with others, drawing attention from everywhere. They're going to hear about this shit from people they know. Sorry, my camera was messing up. I apologize. But all I was saying was, this is going to draw their time, their energy, their attention, their money back in your direction in such a strong way. And their time. So they won't even, the third party is going to be like, hey, what the hell is going on? And why are you chasing after him or her? Because you told me that Cancer was horrible. And then the third party is going to try to hold them accountable for what they perceive to be their wrongs towards them. And that's going to start to cause tension, stress, and a breakdown in the connection between them, because they will start to argue over you. Isn't that wonderful, Cancer? Oh my goodness. All right, let's see where I was here. So, yes. So once you make your move in that direction, we have the 9 of Cups in the reverse. And what that's saying is basically your person is not going to want that connection with that third party because it's going to become stressful. The arguments over you, the arguments over the fact that they're not spending enough time with them, they're not spending the money, they're not, whatever the arguments are, they will start small and end huge. And your person's going to be like, well, hell, I'm not out here doing all this to actually be going through stress with you, third party. Also, the third party is going to see your person's guilt shine through, because their guilt will be worn all over their face. You'll see it shine through as well. Even if they never admit it out of their mouth to you, you'll see it shining through. And just like you see it, the third party will see it. And that, I think that'll be the nail in the coffin, okay? So that's going to blow them right out of the water. So once you start to do all of this, how will you know you're on the right track? What signs will be there? Well, we have the Empress in the reverse, and let me pull a clarifier. I just got, Spirit said to me that Empress in reverse just specifically says your person is going to get in their feelings and in their head to the point where their outward appearance, they start to look raggedy. Like, you'll be looking better and their ass will be looking raggedy. The stress, you know, the sleeplessness of it all. Wow, talk about a turnaround. Yeah, and the Chariot, they'll be in their chariot coming back your way soon after. So that is amazing. Now, what are the warnings, if any, that Spirit has for us? Things that you need to take heed of so that you don't fall into any pitfalls as you proceed down this path. So the Five of Wands in the reverse says, Cancer, whatever you do, and I know this will be difficult, no fighting with your person. No fighting. If the conversation's not going your way, okay, let me excuse myself. I've got some things to do anyways. Well, what do you have to do, Cancer? Don't worry about it. It's nothing major. I just have some errands to run. Yeah, at 10 o'clock at night. That's fine too. All right, you get where I'm coming from, Cancer? No arguing, no chaos. Let them have, once you turn these tables, let the third party bring chaos. Everything, and that's Spirit is so sweet with their revenge, right? Because honestly, they complained about you and all the chaos that Cancer brought me, and they're going to end up, the third party is going to bring them that chaos, and they're going to be looking to you as their salvation. I love it for you, Cancer. I love it. All right, Cancer, those are your messages. If this has resonated, and listen, I want to hear about y'all's success stories, to be honest. Always come back later at a later time and comment, or comment now. Like if you're smack dab in the middle of this and you start to implement this stuff and it starts to turn things around, come back and let me know. This reading right here, I can feel the energy of it. I know you're going to win, Cancer. I'm not even worrying about you. Because when it comes down to it, when a Cancer's got to do something, a Cancer gets it done. So, all my best to you, Cancer. Subscribe before you head out. And thank you. I will see you next time.